Now you said something about mullet. Did you want to keep the mullet? Because you already got a great one going on right now, man. It's,
Chop it off.
Hey, what's going on, Beardbrand fam? Bob the Barber here in the Beardbrand Barbershop in Austin, Texas. And I got my boy Jeff here, and we're gonna sharpen him up like a pencil. Hey, do you know that 2 out of 3 guys are gonna experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35? The best way to prevent hair loss is to do something about it before you lose it. With Keeps, a licensed doctor will review your information online and recommend the right hair loss treatment plan for you. Then, your treatment is shipped directly to your door every 3 months. The sooner you start using Keeps, the more hair you can save. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/beardbrand or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. That's keeps.com/beardbrand. What are we doing for you today, sir?
Just sharpening up the beard and getting a different hairstyle as well.
Yeah, man, you've been growing it out a little while. What's how much is this?
Don't know. Probably like 9 months of not.
Was I the last one to cut your hair?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's been longer than then. Yeah. So it's gotten pretty thick on the sides here. It's pretty long. I know you're growing it. We're gonna keep a lot of this length, I'm thinking, but we'll definitely tailor it towards the back, and then we're gonna bring this in quite a bit. Really shrink up your head. Take some of the focus off of these wispies back here. You know, make the front and top a hero.
Yeah.
And as far as the beard goes, sounds like you were wanting to maintain a lot of the length. I'll comb it out really nicely, and we'll see where the density starts to drop off, and we'll take it up there, maintain a lot of the length, but same thing, I'm gonna really kind of attack some of this stuff on the edges, sharpen it up, really give you some structure, focus on the shape of your face, and make this beard a hero again. Because right now,
It looks like Amish.
which is not a bad thing. Those guys have great beards, by the way. You guys have awesome beards. Try to game plan of what I want to attack first, and those sides look juicy. I want to just lop them off.
Been using a lot of hair growing products as well.
We're a big fan of Keeps. That's great, man. I know it's been an issue for a little while on you, and it's working in the areas that already got a ton of
Hair.
Yeah. Let's just get some of this bulk off. Start seeing those shapes reveal themselves. How do you normally style it these days?
Just part it on the left side.
So you can see already, just a quick little cleanup on the sides, some structures. Start to see that head shape reveal itself. It's already looking a ton better. And if you're wondering how I decide about how much to take off, I usually, when I dig in this first comb section, I'm usually looking at the shape of his forehead and then how far his ear comes out. And that's usually most people that I cut, a really good indicator for where those natural markers are. So now I've got a 2 guard open all the way up to a 2.5. Little insider secret, he showed me a picture of a haircut that he liked, so I'm gonna try to recreate that, and it did have a little bit of length. It wasn't like a full blasted out fade, any crazy. It's a very conservative taper, which is really nice. I think it's a very mature look, but once with a little bit of texture and a little bit of rough edge, it's really handsome. So with the hair products, how's that working out for you, man? You see some results? You see everything's working out all right?
I've been seeing some results.
It's not a regrowing product, but what you got already on the move, you're gonna be able to maintain and keep nice and thick. It does really encourage the stuff that you already got going on beautifully, like to come in nice and thick as well. So it's the guys that I've seen use that product, I've seen a lot of success in that crown area especially. It seems to be one of the first areas to show signs of weakness, as I call it, a little bit of thinning. But yeah, if you can catch it early enough, you're gonna have a much better chance of keeping what you got. So it's good stuff. So when I come into your hairline, this perimeter right here, I'm gonna keep the trimmer a little further away as to not make a really sharp looking edge. I think that's gonna be too much of a contrast for more texture, kind of like loose looking taper that we're gonna work with. So what I'm noticing is he's got some different coloration in his hair color. You know, like down here it's really dark, it gets a little lighter here. So to make it look a little more even, what I like to do is get a bit more aggressive on some of those areas to lighten it up so that it disperses the color a bit. Just makes it a little bit smoother. Got some weak spots up here at the top. We're gonna try to maintain a lot of that length for you, something to work with. But we're gonna make it nice and structured. Yeah, that length up front I think is gonna be your friend. It reaches all the way to the back of your head right now. Like I said,
That's cool.
we'll create a guy that maintains a lot of that. But we'll just
There's still some baby hairs up here too.
you know, and that's either it's a sign if you're using the products that you're using, you know, it keeps in those kinds of things. It helps like thicken those up as opposed to you know, allow them to turn into baby hair. As people start to lose their hair, it starts to get really fine, like baby hair. And you know, using a product like Keeps will help it maintain some of that thickness. Very front of your head. This is the longest portion of your hair. I'm gonna look for some of the shorter spots, and that's where I'm gonna cut in. That's gonna be the longest part of your haircut now. And then I'm just gonna start angling my fingers. When I decide what my guide's gonna be, I start to bend my fingers and comb towards this like sloping portion of the head. Take off all this bulk. Like I said, I want to maintain a lot of that weight, so instead of getting it real close. So now back here, that hair won't fall over the side, but there's still tons of it. So now you've got this like more like flowy look. So now I have a little bit of a guide. Any of this stuff in the middle I can just take off pretty confidently just to help round out that shape. So now that ledge is a lot more gone, but it's a lot softer now. But he's got that dark hair compared to light hair, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to see some of that original hairline. Probably getting a little of that regrowth, but this stuff is way out of sync. Looking for those natural markers. You already have like a bit of a thickness and density elsewhere. So all this like widow's peak stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and remove because it's bringing you know, attention to an area that you don't need it. So I use my comb to, what I look for is like, as I comb the hair back, I start to see where that thickness starts to happen again, and I'll come back and I'll just remove some of those stragglers. So down here, just more of a softening up of the hair and some of the edges. And I'm staying towards the end of the hair as it feeds into the comb. And then in this area right here where I want to be a little more aggressive, I stick that shear way further into the strands of hair. I am going to get a section and pull up about half. And because your hair is pretty long and wispy, I'm just gonna cut out these bigger chunks a little bit further down. And what those will do is that they'll prop up some of the hair as well. You have it's long hair, and long hair means weight. And hey, what's going on, bud? The shorter hairs will help camouflage some of the weak spots by standing up and propping up the hair that's a little bit longer and weighing the haircut down. I want the hair to hang off a little bit because if we were to just tuck it away, it wouldn't be a problem. The thing is that I feel like you, with the picture that you're showing me, there's a little bit of this hangover. So I gotta take that into consideration. Like not only the way, because I can hide all that stuff by just smashing your hair back. Cool, but you're gonna hate me when you get back home and you got this little puff
exposed because you want to wear your hair like the picture, and you can't. Get these browns. Don't have to use this very often, but comes in handy when you need it. This is a 7-inch comb. There's your chin right there. Damn, Baba is right. So yeah, it's stretched out. It's about 7, and then the rest of it, like I said, is probably closer to your 8. When you take care of your beard, when you style it for the day, are you shaping it, kind of to a point, straight down? Do you like a little bit of a bell shape? What's the preference?
I just brush it down a little bit.
Just kind of classic.
And then put the beard products in.
For sure.
The utility balm.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably take the clipper and chop off a quick inch, and then one thing that a lot of home groomers do is that they brush it all out and then just chop it down. So that's why you see like this really straight line. If you want to give your face a little bit more of a sharper angle, give it that structure that I've been talking about this whole time, is you want to follow the shape of your face. So if we were talking about that, here's where the guide is, and this is where your jawline is. You take off a lot of this. Instead, most guys, like I said, they just come straight down and then just chop, which is totally cool. But once again, pro tips.
Hey, no, it's a good connection. It was a great spot because let's have this on the streets, man. Certainly have a 10K entry. And then I'm like, I'm watching basketball. Yeah. My dad speaks like, man, I became a millionaire. All I had to do was skip 5 million. The bottom was shorter in person, right?
Hey, that's why we have Chloe recording me today, because she makes me look like, at the end of my videos when Chloe records, I look like Big Chris, so they're gonna start calling me Big Bob. Not Bathroom Bob, Big Bob. I was called that twice this week, and it's only Tuesday. This mustache, you've got quite a bit of length on the edges here. Do you do stuff with it, or is it that just kind of like, it's hard to trim, so you just let it get long?
I tried to do handbar mustaches.
Yeah, okay, so a little bit of length is good, okay. So with that said, I'll make sure I tuck it out of the way when I clean this stuff over the lip.
Yeah, those areas are very bad. For like eating pasta and stuff. So.
Yeah, did you say eating pasta?
I was gunning for that. How much did you read up on the post about this?
Just if you saw a quick deadline, maybe I'd have to pass it.
Basically, this guy just killed his chances.
Jesse, what kind of nicknames do you have?
Jesse the Kid, which I gave him. It's even in his profile.
I hate that you guys call me really cool guy Jesse, you know? I don't really know what you guys think. Really cool guy Jesse. I just hope that name doesn't stick.
Yeah, in the comments, man, y'all need to quit. That's a really cool guy, Jesse.
Cool guy Jesse, yeah.
Are you gonna have T-shirts made?
Calling me that, man.
I do braid it out sometimes too.
That is awesome. You do willy braids on your beard. Oh man, I try to get everybody to do willy braids. And if y'all don't know what willy braids are, y'all better look it up. You're familiar with our fragrances. Is there anything that you want to try out?
About the spice something.
You want to try the spice citrus? Mm-hmm. That's pretty natural. So yeah, man, we'll start off with a little bit of our beard oil, since a couple of good keeping drops. Our focus is the skin with the oil, so I like to load it up on the fingertips. And really try to get it down to those dry areas, those areas around the corners of your mouth, right here at the jawline. And just drag it through the hair. A nice coating. Follow it up with a nice little helping of our. So you got a pretty long beard. We'll go nice and heavy on the utility balm. It's really try to get a full coverage. You got quite the thickness down here, so I don't want to just focus all my efforts on the top and front of the beard. Mustache.
It's like 20-some acres. Not in this area.
Piece de resistance. We've got some of our spice citrus styling balm. And that's probably a lot for the amount of hair that you have. So, trick is not about how much you have, it's about how you apply it. I like to emulsify the hell out of it until it's almost clear. And I know you're blind, so I'll get it nice and close. As the product starts to dry, it starts to get pretty tacky. Since we're going for a little looser, more texturized look, I like to get into the roots, even the short stuff on the sides. I like to push it up because when I come back and bring it down, it's going to be a little chunkier. And the same thing with the stuff up top. I like to make sure that I get a nice coverage of product at the roots. Drag it through. Part of the reason why it's more important to apply product a little drier for your texture of hair, the amount of hair that you have, is that if it's a little too wet, the hair starts to cling together and it starts to reveal a lot of the weak spots. So for a thicker, drier finish, you want to apply the product a little lighter, build it up, because we have enough product in here that'll hold it up. You know what I mean? So the product's going to do its job at this point. Now we just got to get it in its proper place. I like to use the thicker side of the comb, the whiter teeth, or just your fingers. So on the sides, we're just going to bat the hair around. And a classic way to comb the hair would be kind of straight down or a little slicked back. Once again, we're going for that rougher, kind of edgier, soft part. So I'm going to push the hair a tad bit forward. Use your fingers, don't be afraid to push hair around, tuck it in, yank it out. Those are all like very penis-y types of references. So now when you're styling your hair, don't be afraid to use your fingers to chunk up pieces, to pinch them together, move them around, yank back on them so that the hair gets a little bit of chunkiness and some volume. And again, a little bit of volume, a little bit of separation from your head and the hair, make it look a little thicker. Since it's mashed up right against it, it's going to start to reveal some of the stuff that we don't want to reveal necessarily. So. Get you some of our chili balm. Good for the beard. Since you got so much of it, that's gonna treat you really well. Send you home with some of our styling. And just because you've got such light hair, we'll throw in the sea salt spray. Have you tried this stuff before? Yeah, man, easy to use. Shake it up. It's got kaolinite clay in it, very fine, helps give your hair some volume, some grit, some texture. A couple of pumps, boom, you're good to go. That's some good stuff right there. Oh yeah, man. Appreciate you letting me tear you up.
Hey, I'm Mark. I think that Beardbrand products and the Beardbrand mission, they've really helped me kind of wear my beard and present it to the world in a way that, honestly, for the first time in my life, like, kind of makes me feel kind of handsome. Sometimes. But anyway, thanks, guys.